Have you ever been at a point in your life where you thought to yourself, it can't go on like this, I have to do something now? Or have you wanted to realize a long-cherished dream for ages? Then you have to get started. Easier said than done? I agree with you on that one. However, in this video, I will give you everything you need to change yourself and your life in a sustainable way. The concepts I'm going to share with you in this video come from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. As always, you can find the link to the book in the video description. Lesson 1. The darn 1%. 1% sounds absurdly low. It would certainly not be a good return on investment. For our intention to change ourselves, this 1% usually has catastrophic effects. Imagine boarding a plane bound for your vacation destination. The pilot makes a tiny mistake, insignificant sounding mistake. After you have taken off, he steers the plane 1% further to the left than it should. 1%. Over the hundreds or even thousands of kilometers to your destination, that 1% slowly makes itself felt. You are suddenly somewhere completely different than where you actually wanted to go. Well, does it dawn on you what I want to tell you with that one? That's right. A small change is really not noticeable at first, neither positive nor negative. A small snack does not make you fat, and going to the gym once does not give you a beach figure. That sounds demotivating, but it isn't. Think of the pilot and his 1% course change. Every change makes a huge difference in the long run. Lesson 2. Automate your behavior. Habits run throughout our lives. Most of them we don't even question anymore, like brushing our teeth as a child. We integrated it into our daily routines as children and know the consequences if we don't do it. Bad teeth. Less visible, but also the consequence of missing or bad habits, broken dreams. But what does such a habit look like? Imagine the following. You come into a dark room. Behind you the door slams shut. Immediately your hand nervously runs along the wall, looking for the light switch. When you find it, you are relieved. You see everything around you again. Soothing. Let's break it down. Every habit follows this pattern. 1. The trigger. A certain stimulus, in this case the darkness, has triggered a habit. 2. The desire to change something. The darkness is unpleasant. We want to change this situation as soon as possible and be able to see something again. 3. The answer. We turn the light switch. 4. The reward. We have light and can see everything well again. Now you know how a habit works. However, you do not yet know how to use this knowledge to achieve your goals. So let's move on. Lesson 3. Good habits. So how do we incorporate good habits into our daily lives? Let's say you want to write a book or a story. The basic concept has been there for a long time, and you keep having vivid ideas in your everyday life, but you never write them down. The reason for this is a lack of habits. We now know that every habit needs a trigger. Our example is writing a book, so place your notebook as visible as possible on your desk. What will it help me? You're probably asking yourself now. You'll probably still continue to find excuses or forget to work on your book. Resolving to write a little something sometime helps, as we know by now, almost nothing at all. The trick is to be as specific as possible in your goal setting. Instead of, I want to write a little bit, set yourself the goal of writing for 10 minutes each Monday, Wednesday and Friday. An exact time is not yet necessary. Otherwise, this creates unwanted pressure. As soon as this habit is established, the time spans in which you write can slowly be extended. This will make the habit more and more effective on your way to the goal. Lesson 4. Our reward system. Now for probably the most enjoyable part. Rewards. Dopamine, also fondly called the happiness hormone, is a powerful lever in our plan. Dopamine is released by our bodies as a reward whenever we experience things that are necessary for our survival. In the Stone Age, this process was indispensable. Today, all we have to do to survive is open the refrigerator. The good thing, however, is that even the thought of such a reward already stimulates the dopamine production. So at the end of every activity that costs you an effort, put a small reward to treat yourself. For example, after each chapter you finish for your book, you can eat a piece of chocolate or watch Netflix while you're on the treadmill, and only while you're on the treadmill. The possibilities are endless and you choose what you personally like. So sweeten up your unpleasant tasks with something that makes you happy. Chapter 5. Make it easy on yourself. Emptying a bag of chips while watching your favorite TV show is probably not much of a challenge. But running a half marathon is. I'm sure you didn't feel any anticipation when I mentioned the half marathon. Why would you? Turning on the TV and opening a bag of chips is a lot easier. You feel the happiness as soon as the chips are crunching in your mouth. Sounds simple as it is. Which brings us directly to the next trick. If you want to break a bad habit, make it hard for you to execute it. So ideally, don't have a whole arsenal of snack bags in your house or automatically turn off your Wi-Fi for a certain time of the day. This would make it very exhausting to execute the example habit. You would have to go to the supermarket to buy the chips and then manually reactivate the Wi-Fi. Sucks, doesn't it? Lesson 6. Satisfaction. Today we live in a world called delayed return system. That means a world in which we are not immediately rewarded for our actions. A degree or similar things pay off after 3 years or more, although our genes tick quite differently. Our ancestors depend on this rapid reward system to be motivated to go out and hunt for food and to reproduce. So our world today is exactly wrong for this human predisposition. So how do we get around this problem now? Quite simply, we link our long-term goals, which do not initially appeal to our reward system, with immediate, instant rewards. For example, every time you cook your own food instead of ordering it from a delivery service, put $10 in an extra account. After a certain amount of time, you spend the money on your predetermined goal, such as a trip. Lesson 7. Self-control. How do you keep track of yourself when you start a new habit? One way is to take a calendar to help you, and every day that you've kept up with your new habit, put a small symbol on it. This could also be a check mark that symbolizes success. You can also set yourself a small penalty for failing to stick to your habit. For example, an evening without your favorite show if you have skipped your habit. It can also help to tell as many people as possible about your plan. This can help you stay motivated, as people will surely ask you the next time they see you how your project is going. You certainly don't want to answer, "Haven't started yet," do you? Conclusion. If you have listened up to this point without skipping anything, you have already set up the first steps to reach all your goals. First of all, congratulations. Here are the 4 most important points of this video. 1. A small change, be it positive or negative, does nothing at first. Keeping the positive changes for a long time is what creates habits and helps you to move forward. 2. A habit follows the pattern of trigger, desire, response, and reward. 3. A habit should be simple and satisfying. 4. Tell people about your plan to stay motivated for healthy pressure. I wish you much success in establishing new good habits and thank you for listening. If you liked my video, feel free to leave a like and a subscription to not miss any of my future videos. Goodbye and aim high!